Fans, at this time, we ask you to please stand, if you're able, as we honor America and the men and women who have served this great country with the playing of our national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner.
Live from the Collins Pearly Sports Center, you're watching BFA Bob White Football. Good evening, everyone. Tate Brooks, Joe Luno on hand as the BFA Bob Whites play host to the CVU Redhawks. Joe, certainly the Bob Whites are up for a challenge here this evening. The Redhawks come into tonight's game 3-0 overall. The Bob Whites still looking for their first win of the season, and the Redhawks certainly predicted by many to be playing for a championship this season.
Well, you're not wrong, Tate. The Bob Whites have encountered Middlebury in week 1, who are maybe, if you talk to the pundits about opposition for the Redhawks in the championship game, I think the Bob Whites tonight are looking for a little organization, and we're in the 4th game of the season. Would like to see our first points take.
CVU will be kicking off here to start things off. That's Alex Jewell. Ball spotted at his own 40-yard line. And we are underway. A high end-over-end kick. It's going to be fielded at about the 8-yard line. Fumbled out, picked back up here, and racing here to the near side.
Looks like it was returned to about the 20, Tate.
So here we go. Bob White offense will take the field here. Jogging into the huddle will be number 12, Gordon
Larvey.
As you noted, Joe, ball, they'll actually spot it right at the 21-yard line. It's going to be a 3-receiver set here to the near side. Joe, they've only got 2 defenders here on CVU with 3 receivers. Let's see if Larrabee picks up on it. He does a little screen pass, has a lane, and with the reception, picks up 5 on the reception. Number 20, Porter Sweeney.
Nice opening play for the Bob White State.
Again, now Bob White's will go with a 4-receiver set here. CVU playing off the slot. Again, fires on that far side. Pass intended, I believe, number 80, Mason McCure. Ball is incomplete, sending up a 3rd and 5 here for BFA.
Well, Taya, I see Coach might have made some adjustments here. The run blocking for the Bob Whites for the first 3 weeks has been suspect. They might be looking to change it up a little bit. A lot of pass plays, which are quasi-runs in the first 2 plays of the evening.
Corey McNulty splits out wide here to the near side. Trips 3 receivers to the top side of your screen here. Back to pass. Rolling out of the pocket. Now he's going to look to run it is Larrabee, and Larrabee's going to lose a couple. Maybe he gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it's going to be a 3 and out here for the Bob White offense, forced to punt away.
Yeah. It was good to see Larrabee avoid the first rush on him. Didn't get where he needed to be, Tate, but showed a little bit of movement.
Set deep to return for the Redhawks. Number 10, Dylan Freer.
Dylan Ferrer back deep here for the Red Hawks. Davian Jones with a punt under pressure, just gets it underway. Gets taken down, no flag on the play, and it's going to be downed by the Bob Whites, by Jonas Wagner. But the Red Hawks will start their first offensive series in BFA territory.
We'll see what the Bob White defense can do.
Red Hawks, as we mentioned, Joe, 3-0 and a very prolific offense. So the Bob Whites certainly going to have their hands full here this evening.
We'll see. We've seen some flashes from the Bob White's defense, and I think from what I've seen thus far, it's been the more positive side of the Bob White's game, Tate.
Two receivers set here to the near side. There's a snap, back to pass, fires over, ball is completed for the first down. That was Orson Yates. Excuse me.
The first down.
Yates. Go ahead, that was Yates with the pass completion.
Sorry, tackle for number 20, Porter Swinney, but you're right, Tate. The chains did move.
10:32 remaining here in the first quarter.
There was no Bob White's pass rush on that play.
Jacob Armstrong splits out wide here to the near side. Four receiver set. Shotgun formation for Yates. Yates with a snap. Turns here to the near side. Fires screen pass. And that's Armstrong racing along the near sideline. And Armstrong will take it the distance for a Red Hawk touchdown.
And that's how we're going to start this game, Tate.
So the Red Hawks make quick work offensively here. Again, one of the more prolific offenses in the state, needing only 3 plays for 6 points, and we'll have a PAT attempt by the Red Hawks. Looks like it'll be Alex Jovel for the PAT. Armstrong to hold.
Couple of missed Bob White tackles on that screen pass.
Kick is up, it's long enough, and it is good. Our score, with 10:09 remaining here in the first quarter, our score, CVU 7, BFA 0. You're watching BFA Bob White Football on Northwest Access TV.
Fans, remember the BFA Boosters concession stand is open. Get dogs, popcorn, sweets, and drinks, and everything in between. Then visit the BFA Booster concession stand off to the right of the main grandstand. While you're over there, visit the BFA mobile apparel store. Get your Bob White and Common apparel needs today and tonight only.
All right, welcome back, everyone, here to the Collins Pearly Sports Center in St. Albans. Tate Brooks, Joe Luna on hand, and it is 7-0 CVU with 10:09 remaining here in the first quarter. Knew the Bob Whites would have their hands full this evening, and thus far, they do.
All right, Tate, we'll see what the Bob Whites can do here with this kickoff return.
Fielded all the way back at about the 5-yard line. Turning it upfield, I believe, was Davian Jones. Out to around, call it the 21.
We'll see where the spot is, Tate.
Sort of, that was Porter Sweeney on the return.
First down and 10.
Looks like it's going to be a little better. It's going to be spotted up at the 26. Bob Whites will set up there.
Larrabee shotgun formation. There's a high snap, gets it down, handoff, and not a whole lot there, wrapped up in the backfield for a loss. I believe that was Sweeney. And again, Sweeney nowhere to run. It's going to be a loss of 5 on the carry.
Hey, that wasn't Sweeney's fault, Tate. It was dead on arrival. See what the Bob Whites conjure up here on second down and long.
Going to roll out a 3-receiver set here to the near side. Trips formation.
See if there's any motion. No motion.
Firing it deep downfield. Ball is caught. Turning it upfield is Mercier, and Mercier is going to be close to the first down. Joe, nice grab by Mercier to get his big mitts up there and pull that one down.
Absolutely, Tate. He had a little bit of heat on his back, and Mason Mercier got it done. You know, we saw some plays from Mason in the first couple weeks, and certainly last year when the Bob Whites were having a little more success. So I would anticipate Mercier being part of this offense going forward.
We're going to run a three-receiver kind of bunch here to the near side. 3rd and 1. There's a snap. Handoff straight ahead, but met in the backfield is Brandon Manning. And Manning was able to hold on to the football, but he's going to lose a couple, and the Bob Whites will likely have to punt once again.
The Bob White should punt here, Tate.
On a punt for BFA, number 14.
Looks like Trip Robtoy does check in. Robtoy, sophomore, will stand at his own 21-yard line. There's a snap. Robtoy gets it down under pressure, and it's a nice high-end over-end kick. Going to be fielded at the 41, and looking to take it outside is Dylan Farrar. And Freya out on the outside, squirting free, stiff arms a man, and is finally forced out, but not until he's down to the Bob White 32.
I can tell you the officials missed a illegal block from CVU number 9 there, Tate, but that's the way it goes.
We do have a flag on the field at around the 21-yard line where the punt was made, and I followed the punt. Is it
There was a block in the back. There was a block in the back.
All right, we got a personal foul against roughing the kicker against CVU. There it is. That should be enough for the first down. Seeing the Bob Whites are looking at a 4th and 4. What's interesting, you know, Joe, I didn't see it so much on that one, and it's possible I missed it. But on the first punt, they certainly took him out, and there were no flags. So, anyways, Bob Whites get the benefit of the call of this go-round, and that will mark the ball all the way out to the BFA 49-yard line.
Remember that, audience, when you see one that goes the other way.
So it's first down for BFA. Bob Whites will roll 3 receivers here to the near side. Larrabee, shotgun formation. There's a blitz on. Under pressure, rolls here to the near side. It hits his side man. That's Manning, and Manning gets back to about the line of scrimmage. That was kind of his hot read, Joe. But credit the CVU defense being right on top of Manning. In fact, It's going to be a loss of 1.
That was executed very well by the CVU safety, who I believe is number 2. Looking for my roster here. It looked like that was Billy Bates, old Dallas Cowboy name. And it was a Billy Bates sort of play.
There we go. 3 receiver set, blitz once again.
There was some movement there, Tate.
CVU was blitzing, but they did not apparently encroach over the line of scrimmage. Ball falls incomplete. That's going to set up a 3rd and long. Call it 3rd and 11 here for BFA.
Well, they obviously did, but it wasn't called, Tate. There was some illegal motion before that snap.
Bob Whites will break the huddle.
See what they do here.
Mercier splits out wide to the far side. Again, trips to the top side of your screen here. There's motion again. That's going to be offside, I think, defensively.
Well, geez. Same thing as the last snap. Probably going to bring up a 3rd and 6 from what we can see.
Indeed, that is the call. Looks like they had a corner blitz going on there. I think the fact that was Billy Bates.
Well, sure, Billy will have a good night, but you can't cheat, Tate.
All right, here we go. 3rd and 6 for the Bob Whites. A little more manageable now. We've got a little confusion on the formation call, so it is going to be 3 receivers set to the top side of the screen here. Larrabee, long count, takes the snap. Again, blitzes on it, and he just gets it away. And in on that, I think was number 33, Joe.
Number 33, Colton Pizzagalli, came in completely unblocked. It appears as though Bob White's had some kind of miscommunication on that scheme there, Tate.
Bob White's actually somewhat fortunate that that was just an incomplete pass.
Lavely had no chance on that snap.
So here we go. Call it 4th and 6. 7:10 remaining here. Looks like the Bob Whites might go for it. Ball spotted at the CVU, call it 48-yard line. Again, trips formation at the top side of your screen here. Larrabee, again, blitz coming and picked up, unloads, fires. Ball is complete, but back to the line of scrimmage for maybe a pickup of 1. And the Bob Whites will turn it over on downs. Looks like on the reception, that was number 20 for BFA Porter Sweeney.
CVU tackle at number 9, Chase Leonard.
So here we go, 1st and 10 for the Red Hawks. They only took them 3 plays to reach pay dirt on their last offensive series. Jacob Armstrong splits out wide here to the near side. He was the touchdown recipient last go around. There's a snap. Going to be a handoff straight ahead, and that's Nolan Wapple. Wapple, minimal gain, maybe a pickup of 1 or 2 there, Joe.
Yeah, Bob White did a decent job on 1st down there, Tate. We'll see where we go from here. A better start than the last series.
Sets up a 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd down and 8 to go for the Red Hawks.
Strongly suspect that Red Hawks are going to throw one in the flat here, Tate.
Armstrong splits out wide here to the near side. 4 receivers set as the Red Hawks look to stretch things out. Yates with the snap. Hands off over here to the near side on a counter play. And that's Walpole. And Walpole has all sorts of running room here against the near side. Lowers his shoulder and finally forced out of bounds, but he made it to the BFA 17-yard line.
Forced out by D-back number 21, Josh Anderson. But you're right, Tate. There was a lot of damage done before that happened.
So the Red Hawks with a big gash there on the ground. Now looking at a 1st and 10 at the Bob White. Call it 20-yard line. 19-yard line.
We'll see if the Bob Whites can firm up here, Tate. 1st down's going to tell us a lot about that story.
Bates splits out wide to the far side. Freer also splits out on that far side. Yates takes the snap. Hands off over on that far side to Walpole. Walpole looking for a hole. Has a bit of one, and he looks like he'll have close to a 1st down.
But number 22, Jonas Wagner, stopped that from being probably a touchdown, Tate.
It is going to be enough for the 1st down, so it's going to be 1st and goal here for the Red Hawks. Ball spotted at around the 7-yard line. Four receivers set. 2 to the bottom of your screen, 2 to the top side. Yates, long count, takes a snap. Low snap, hands it off straight ahead to Walpole, and Walpole is in for a Red Hawk touchdown.
Tate, the Bob Whites are going to have to toughen up a little bit, or it's going to be a long night.
So Red Hawks score on their first 2 offensive possessions here. 13-0 lead. 5:33 remaining in the 1st quarter. CVU with the PAT. Will be Alex Jovel. There's a snap. Kick is up, and his kick is good. With that, we'll take a quick timeout. Our score with 5:33 remaining in the 1st quarter, it's CVU 14, BFA 0. You're watching BFA Bob White Football on Northwest Access TV.
Bob White fans, stay up to date on all things BFA Athletics. Visit www.bfaathletics.com. There you'll find rosters, schedules, news, notes, updates, and much more. Again, visit www.bfaathletics.com.
All right, welcome back, everyone here. Tate Brooks, Joe Luna on hand at the Collins Pearly Sports Center. Joe, at least we got a beautiful evening, beautiful Friday night here in St. Albans.
Hey, I got a short sleeve shirt on and some shorts today, and I'm very comfortable here at the Collins Pearly Sports Complex.
A couple more weeks, we'll have some trees changing colors. It'll be even more beautiful scene. I don't think we'll quite have it for next week, so do want to let our viewing audience know that Northwest Access TV will be here next week as the Bob Whites play host to the South Burlington, what do they call themselves now? The Seawolves.
Seawolves.
There we go.
And hey, the JV Bob Whites went down to Middlebury earlier this week and came away with a 21-7 win.
Nice.
So, a lot of underclassmen in the Bob White's football program.
High end, over end kick going to be fielded at around the 5-yard line, looking to turn that upfield and out to about the 15. Porter Sweeney, I believe, on the return there.
Looks like about the 25 from here. We'll see where the Bob Whites can go from there.
Seawolves, just for awareness, are 2-1 overall. The Seawolves, one loss coming against St. Johnsbury. That's a team the Bob Whites just faced last week, and one they would probably like to forget about.
I didn't have the opportunity to go to Caledonia County last week, but it appears as though that was a tough one.
Josh Anderson splits out wide here to the near side. Long count, motion in the backfield, and we've got a flag here. See if we had additional movement.
Guessing it's a false start.
Offside against CVU, so the Red Hawks have had a few challenges on that front this first quarter. One of the few challenges they've had in the first quarter.
We'll take it. The Bob Whites pick up 5 yards without doing anything, Dave. Moving it up on the line.
Clock stops momentarily at 5:24 here. Again, Anderson splits out wide here to the near side. Larrabee. Motion in the backfield. Play action pass. Larrabee under pressure. Fires across the middle. Has his man. Incomplete. Broken up nicely there by CVU. Number 30, John Saladano. Good job there.
Looks like that was intended for number 88, Corey McNulty. Almost connected. McNulty playing as a tight end in this set.
Again, two receivers set here to the near side. Larrabee with a snap. An incomplete pass intended over on that far side of the field for McNulty is tight end. Sets up a 3rd and 5.
I understand that neither of those plays were completed, but they were right there. Bob White's offense is very close to getting something together, I think. It appears they are looking at the shallow pass this evening. Have recognized the run blocking needs more improvement. Some movement. There was some movement there.
Ball is
Number 9 from CVU with the early hit. Chase Leonard going to be called for a pass interference. There's no question.
Porter Sweeney, the intended receiver for the Bob Whites, Joe. Not only was that a little bit earlier, I think it was a little bit high. That was up close to his head. So I think you got to call that a number of different ways. So indeed, that's going to be a 15-yard penalty. One difference in high school football compared to the NFL is it's not at the point of the infraction. It's just an automatic 15 yards from the line of scrimmage.
I get it. I got to tell you, though, that young man needs to be spoken to. He put his shoulder into that receiver. That wasn't just about breaking the pass up.
It was certainly high.
He needs a little better form on that day. Best way I can put it.
Well, not the way the Bob Whites drew it up. But they'll take the 15 yards. And the nose of the football now rests right on the 50-yard line.
Let's see if the Bob Whites actually run the ball tonight, Tate.
Josh Anderson splits out wide here to the near side. There's a snap. Handoff over on that far side to Porter Sweeney, and Sweeney, Joe's got nowhere to go, nowhere to run, and that's going to be a loss of 4 on the play.
That's the way it goes, and candidly, it looks like the Bob White blocking scheme on the run just isn't going to work out tonight.
I mean, you got to credit the CVU team. Just from an acceleration standpoint, very, very fast team. I think it's the fastest team I've seen out there thus far this season.
That's cool, but the Bob Whites need to recognize that and just play around on the perimeter of the passing game, Tate.
Here's a snap. Rolling here is Larravita to the near side. Under pressure. Fires it. Has his man across the middle. That's the tight end. With the reception, number 80, Mason McCure. He's going to be close to a first down.
Going to be very close. I'm sure the Bob White looks like it's going to bring up about a 4th and 1, Tate. Maybe a 4th and 2.
Well, I believe it's third and 1. Call it 3rd and 2. Right around there, 3rd and 1.5.
Well, geez, that's even better. Or as my nephew would say, less worser.
Mercury splits out wide here to the near side. 3 receivers set. That's the tight end. Spread out wide. Larrabee over across the middle, firing it deep, and he was trying to hit Mercury, who was on a post pattern. That falls incomplete.
Mercury was there, okay. He just missed him by a step or so.
So the Bob Whites go for the old home run ball on 3rd and 1. Now they'll be facing a 4th and 1. Have yet to really establish much on the ground, so we'll see what the Bob Whites dial up here offensively. Clock did stop with the incompletion. 3:37 remaining here in the first quarter.
I'm going to go ahead and guess on a button hooker or slant here, Tate.
Bob White's taking their time. They're just going to use a timeout here. With that timeout by the Bob White offense, let's take a moment to thank our community sponsors that make our live sports coverage possible. Splish Splash Clean and Clear, Northwestern Rehab Services, Notch Vermont, My Healthy Vermont, JC Image, Stones Auto, St. Albans, East Fairfield, and the Collins Pearly Sports and Fitness Center. If your business would like to help sponsor our live coverage, please reach out to Paul Snyder at Northwest Access TV. Check out their website for more details, Northwest Access at northwestaccess.tv. So again, Bob White's Joe facing a 4th and 1. What's your crystal ball or 8 ball? I'm not sure what magical means you have to predict this next play.
Well, for sure, the Bob White cheerleaders just executed a double pyramid flip.
All right, well, we'll see how that translates
that
here.
That was successful. I'm guessing the Bob Whites are going to throw a button hooker or slant here, Tate. We'll see what happens.
All right.
They should not run the ball at this point in time.
4 receivers set, 2 to the near side, 2 to the far side. High snap, and Larrabee's ball is deflected at the line of scrimmage and falls incomplete.
Boy, that was almost completed, number 80. Mason Merker almost came up with it, but it got a little turf before it got to him, Tate.
Some great effort there by Merker, but again, the ball deflected by one of the defensive linemen for the Red Hawks, and the Bob Whites, for the second time this evening, will turn the ball over on downs.
Incidentally, that was a button hook, Tate. See if the Bob White's defense can come up with a solution on the 3rd Red Hawks possession offensively.
2 receivers set here to the near side. I formation, first time we've seen that this evening by CVU. There's a snap handoff to the second man through, lowers his shoulder, and he'll pick up 5, maybe 6 on the play. That's number 23, Quinn Miller on the carry, and it looks like we had a Bob White defender lose his helmet as well.
Yeah, number 64, Riven Williams, made the tackle, lost his helmet.
Did have a flag as well right around the tackle. Officials huddled up at the CVU 40-yard line to talk this thing over.
No idea what that's about, Tate.
They're going to pick up the flag. So no flag on the play, inadvertent flag by the officials, and the Redhawks now looking, call it maybe a 2nd and 6. Ball spotted at, yeah, they're going to mark it at the 46-yard line of CVU.
Going to give the Redhawks a 2nd and 5.
Redhawks flip the formation over now to the 2-receiver set on the far side of the field. Here's a snap by Yates, hands off again to the second man through number 23. That's Quinn Miller, and Miller's going to be close to the first down.
I think he's got it. Looks like number 88, McNulty, drove him down to the ground, but not before a first down was obtained, Tate.
Well, officials look down the line, and it looks to be just about half a yard short. So call it 3rd and inches here for the Redhawks. 2 possessions, 2 offensive scores here. Looking for a hat trick in the first quarter. Again, I formation. First time we've seen it this evening is on this series. And back to pass and incomplete. We've got another flag.
I suspect that's going to set CVU back 5 yards, Tate. We're going to get some motion before the snap.
Taylor did have the reception, but good call, Joe. It was false start.
Flag was in the backfield, sir.
Redhawks will be marked off 5 yards back, and good opportunity here for the Bob White defense to try to get off the field.
Hey, you got to do it sometime, Tate.
Clock restarts, down to 2 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. If you're just tuning in, 14-0 CVU.
Let's see if the Bob Whites can force a punt.
Armstrong splits out wide here to the near side. 3 receivers set on the far side of the field. Long count. There's the snap. Back to pass. A little flare out. And incomplete. I'll tell you what. Number 30 for CVU dropped the ball. John Solando. And Joe, that almost looked like a lateral. I mean, the officials blew that thing dead, but that looked like a lateral from my perspective up here in the press box. But and for folks' awareness, the lateral pass is a live football, would be a fumble. But
I hear what you're saying, and I think he caught a break because if number 30 from CVU, John Saladino, had caught that, he was about to get creamed. But yeah, that I would have considered that a live ball. CVU in a punting formation.
Kick is away. Beautiful kick by Yates. Booming, hits at the 10-yard line. At this point, Bob Whites are just going to let it roll into the end zone. So booming 60-yard punt by Yates, and the Bob White offense will take the field. Joe, not too often you'll see 60-yard punts in high school football in Vermont.
No, Ray Guy hasn't been around here for a little while, but the Bob Whites will take the hold.
Ball will be marked out to the 20-yard line. We'd also like to thank Northwest Counseling and Support Services and the Afterglow Foundation. The 2 organizations have been working to prevent suicide deaths in our community. We'll come back to that as the Bob Whites head to the line of scrimmage. 3 receivers set here to the near side. Bob Whites have been able to move the football somewhat here this evening. Unfortunately, they've turned the ball over on downs a couple of times. Handoff over on that far side, and Joe, once again, Bob White's not only not getting any running room, just losing yards while running the football.
Bob White's success tonight so far today has been based on some passing schemes. The running game has been, as you alluded to, just negative. Most recently, tackle Joshua Quaid, number 72 from CVU, just cleaning it up there.
Sets up a 2nd and 14. Ball spotted on the Bob White 16. We're under a minute to go here in the first quarter. High pass here to the near side, and incomplete pass intended for number 21, Josh Anderson. Joe, kind of looked like a little bit of a timing kind of fade pattern, but just off again on the timing by a couple of clicks.
Yeah, it was close. I think the Bob Whites are close to doing some stuff here, Tate.
Sets up a 3rd and 14. 44 seconds remaining here. Clock does stop with the incompletion. CVU defense kind of backs off a little bit here, knowing it's a 3rd and long.
Looks like it's going to be a 4-man rush, Tate. That's what they're showing.
Back to pass. Again, a little fade pattern here to the near side and way out of bounds.
That ball was almost thrown at us, Tate.
Pass was intended for Josh Anderson, but Larrabee just getting too much on that, and the Bobwhites will punt away. Last punting opportunity. Bobwhites nearly had it blocked, and Trip Raptoy was roughed in the backfield, which picked up a first down for BFA. High snap. Raptoy gets it down. Line drive kick here and takes a nice little hop past the CVU return man. And he'll pick it up here to the near side, this free air, and he'll turn the corner, has some room to run, and finally forced out at the BFA 37-yard line.
Again, Tate, the officials have missed a clip from number 3 from CVU. That thing should be coming back to about the 35-yard line on the other side.
Just to finish up our sponsorship, if you are concerned about yourself or a loved one, there are people in our community that can help. Reach out to NCSS 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on its confidential emergency services line at 802-524-6554. Then press 1. Or you can call always and text 988. One call, text, or chat could save a life. Again, that's Northwest Counseling and Support Services.
Red Hawks,
Handoff straight ahead to number 4, and that's Walpole. And Walpole still driving, bouncing to the outside, and Walpole is finding the end zone for the Red Hawks. One play, 37 yards, and the Red Hawks get their 3rd touchdown of the first quarter to complete the hat trick and take a 20-0 lead. Seconds show on the scoreboard. PAT to come.
That was a tough one for the Bobwhites, Tate.
Alex Jovel with the PAT. The kick is up. It's high enough, and his kick is good. With 12 seconds remaining in the first quarter, our score, CVU 21, BFA 0. You're watching BFA Bobwhite Football on Northwest Access TV. Welcome back, everyone. Tate Brooks, Joe Luna on hand here at the Collins Pearly Sports Center in St. Albans. Joe, well, we knew coming into tonight's game it was going to be a significant challenge for the Bobwhites, and, it has been that.
It has been. We know it's going to be a character-building year for the Bobwhites, Tate, but we're just wrapping up the first quarter here, and I'd love to see Bobwhites put their first points down of the year.
Well, the kick is away, line drive kick, and it's going to be fielded at around the 10-yard line. Racing, looking to split matters out to the 20, 35-yard line.
35-yard line.
Was, I believe, Porter Sweeney. So Bobwhites have, Joe, 5 seconds remaining. Got one play remaining here in the first quarter, barring a penalty.
We'll see what they do, Tate. What we've seen so far is that they've had great difficulty running the football. The success we have seen from the Bobwhites was a short version passing plays.
All right, shotgun formation for Larrabee. Larrabee takes the snap. And we got a counter handoff here on the inside between the tackles, nothing developing. And that will do it for the first quarter. Our score, CVU 21, BFA 0. You're watching BFA Bobwhite Football on Northwest Access TV.
At the end of the first, score is 21-0. CVU. And this time, make some noise for your BFA Cheer Squad. BFA begins second quarter, second down, and 10 to go.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Tate Brooks, Joe Luno on hand. Bob White's looking at a 2nd and 11. 2 receivers set. Motion in the backfield by the tight end. And stepping up is Larrabee, and Larrabee is sacked in the backfield. We do have a flag resting at the 40-yard line.
Almost back in the secondary, Tay. I don't know what that was all about.
Might be defensive holding, just based upon location of the flag on the field.
Looks like the Bob Whites might catch a break here. We'll see.
It is indeed holding against CVU. They'll mark that 5 yards from the line of scrimmage, and they'll replay 2nd down. 10 yards. 10 yards, and it's going to be 2nd and about 1. So
big break for the Bob Whites there, Tate.
Yeah, I mean, turn what would have been a sack into now a 2nd and 1 opportunity here. Bob Whites, Joe, as you noted earlier, would love to just get some points on the scoreboard here in the first half.
Any point in the game, Tate.
4 receivers set. Larrabee, high snap, takes it down, hits his man in the flats, lowering the shoulder and driving ahead for BFA was Jonas Wagner. Wagner needed 1. Looks like he picked up a couple and a BFA first down.
Looks like a BFA first down over on that little sweep pass to the right side, Tate. And the chains are moving.
And as you probably could hear, a big reaction from the crowd here.
It is Spirit Week here at BFA, Tate.
Sets up a 1st and 10 here for the Bob Whites. Ball now spotted at their own 46-yard line. 4 receivers set. Larrabee taking his time. Hands off straight ahead to Wagner. This time Wagner's got nowhere to run. And that defensive front, Joe, has just been unmovable for the Bob White offense this evening.
The Bob White rush blocking has had some challenges. I'm sure there'll be some conversations at halftime. But the success the Bob Whites have had has been in the short and intermediate passing game, Tate.
3 receivers set to the top of your screen. There's a snap. Larrabee gets it down, rolls out, has a little time. Now he fires it high and deep and incomplete. Pass intended for Josh Anderson. Looked like the opportunity was there, but again, just the timing between Anderson and Larrabee just a bit off.
That's understandable. We'll see what they can do on 3rd and 11 here, Tate. Ticking down to 10:43 in the second quarter.
Bob White's taking their time in the huddle here, so they'll have to pick up the pace to get this snap off. Head coach Chris Sabrin looking to see if he'll have to use a timeout, as the officials are counting off the time here. CVU showing blitz, And I think we're going to have, indeed, a timeout taken by BFA. So head coach Chris Saberon was counting things down as well. He gets a timeout in literally right before Joe. You could see the officials threw the flag.
Hey, you called it, Tate. Unfortunate way to use a timeout.
Well, let's take a moment to thank our community sponsors that make our live sports coverage possible. Splish Splash Clean and Clear, Northwestern Rehab Services, Notch Vermont, My Healthy Vermont, JC Image, Stone's Auto, St. Albans and East Fairfield, and Collins Pearly Sports and Fitness Center. If your business would like to help sponsor our live coverage, please please reach out to Paul Snyder at Northwest Access TV. Check out their website for more details. It's northwestaccess.tv. All right, back on the field here at the Collins Pearly. The Bobwhites facing a 3rd and long, call it 3rd and 11. 4 receivers set. Larrabee back under heavy pressure. Larrabee takes a heavy hit, sacked there by number 77, Sean Kennedy, for the Redhawks.
He just came in unabated, Tate. There must have been a misassignment there.
Kennedy, a senior for the Redhawks, and Joe, as you noted, came in untouched, and Larrabee did a good job just holding on to that football and not turning it over.
I'd agree with that.
So Bobwhites forced the punt coming out of that timeout. High snap, under pressure, and the kick is away. And it's a line drive kick fielded at around the 31-yard line. CVU number 10 racing it upfield. That's free. And turning his way back this way. Oh, a devastating block. And a flag flies out, folks. This one is coming back. I don't know who was it, number 34, potentially Manning, who just got crushed. A high hit from the backside.
There was definitely a clip there, Tate. We'll see how far back it comes. Hopefully Manning's okay.
I think it was Manning. I couldn't quite see the number, so I apologize. But that was that's a hit when you do that. Usually might get you ejected from the game. That's dangerous, and Joe, completely uncalled for.
It's a classic case of cheating, Tate.
So the touchdown will certainly get wiped out, but we'll take a timeout at this point in time. Again, our score with 9:47 remaining in the second quarter. CVU 21, BFA 0. You're watching BFA Bobwhite football on Northwest Access TV.
Yeah, real low-class move.
I said that on purpose.
Put him on the bus!
Tell you what, I might go down there myself. I give him 2 kids. You guys can't do that. You might as well call the game.
All right, welcome back, everyone, here to the Collins Pearly Sports Center in St. Albans. In fact, it was Trip Raptoy, the punter for BFA, who took that vicious illegal hit. Joe, very, very happy to see Trip up. Trip's a junior and, a sophomore. And you could hear the folks, the folks here in the crowd, very, very unhappy with the actions taken there by CVU, by the CVU player.
Yeah, I haven't even seen the number. Whoever that young man is, he should be on the bus. He shouldn't even be allowed on the sideline. Real low-class stuff, Tate.
I think that will probably be Raptoy's last play of the evening. I would think the Bob White staff will evaluate him on the sideline and would give him the rest of the night off after taking a hit like that. All right, back on the field, folks. We got CVU looking at a 1st and 10 and handoff straight ahead, and that's going to be close to a first down.
Tackle from number 64, Braille in the Valley, but not before we're close to a first down, Tate. The Bob Whites don't have a whole lot of answers here in the first half.
It's going to set up a 2nd and call it 1. Splitting out wide is Jacob Armstrong on the far side of the field for the Redhawks.
Number 10, Dylan Freer on the left.
There's a snap. A little quick pitch on that far side to Walpole, and Walpole loses a helmet. And it's going to be enough for the first down, but fumble on the play. I apologize. And the Bob Whites pick it up.
Hey, the Bob Whites make a turnover.
So I didn't even see that ball scored out there, but thankfully the Bob Whites did.
Tate, you got to excuse me. I got my phone out and I'm taking a picture.
So it is a turnover by CVU.
There it is.
Bob White offense back on the field here with 8:50 remaining in the first half.
The first Bob White hold of the evening.
Second. CVU
that is
punted.
correct.
Yeah. 3 receiver set here to the near side. Here's the snap. Rolling here is Larrabee. Larrabee high pass, but it is caught. Nice catch here on the near sideline. That's number 20, Porter Sweeney, holding on to it. He didn't pick up much, but good job, good concentration by Sweeney.
Hell of a job holding on to it, Tate. He was brought down just as he received the ball.
They have 80 touchdowns.
2nd and 9.
She doesn't tell us.
Got another timeout taken by BFA. I believe that's their 3rd and final timeout of the half. With that, we'll take a timeout ourselves. Our score, CVU 21, BFA 0. You're watching BFA Bob White Football on Northwest Access TV. Welcome back, everyone, here to the Collins Pearly Sports Center in St. Albans. Bob White's looking at a 2nd and 9. There's a snap. Larrabee under heavy pressure, rolls out, though, gets away, fires across the middle. Ball is completed to the tight end, McCure, and he's going to pick up 5 on the reception. So good job there by Mason McCure, concentration-wise, Joe, to come down with that.
Absolutely, and Laverly did a hell of a job to be able to deliver that, Tate. Going to bring up a 3rd and manageable for the Bob Whites. Clock is running, mid-7 minutes here in the second quarter.
2 receivers set here to the near side. 2 receivers on the far side as well. Here's a snap by Larrabee. Little chip block, frees up time, and it's a jump ball. Incomplete pass intended on the far side for his tight end. Nolte, Corey McNulty was the intended receiver.
Okay, it's defended by number 8, Orion Yates, sophomore from CVU.
Brings up 4th down and 4 to go. Punt unit on the field for the Bobwhites.
Bobwhites looking at a 4th and 4, and see if they punt away. We've got number 22, Jonas Wagner, dropping back to punt. Again, Trip Rabtoy was injured on the last punting play. Nice kick by Wagner, fielded at the 35-yard line, and finally wrapped up by Manning. Brandon Manning with a nice hit for the Bobwhites.
One of the better Bobwhite plays of the evening from Mr. Manning. CVU is going to start their series at about their own 42. We'll see where they spot it.
7:01 remaining here in the second quarter. Redhawks with a 21-0 lead.
Looks like the spot's a little more favorable. They're going to get it at their 44, Tate.
Two receivers set here to the near side. I formation. Handoff over on the far side, and the Redhawks will have a first down. A burst of 15 yards right up the middle. Number 30 for the Redhawks, John Saldino.
Tackle eventually by number 51, Evan Judd, but not until the Redhawks had gained 14, 15 yards today. Bobwhite's got to stop giving up 8, 10, 12 yards on first down I formation today.
Sets up a 1st and 10. Two receivers set here to the near side, getting I formation in the backfield. Hand off to the second man through once again. On the carry is John Saldano. And they finally whistle him down about 2 yards short of the first down.
Looks like the Bobwhite tackle. And it was Landon Corrigan on the tackle.
It's going to set up a 2nd and 2 here for the Redhawks.
Bobwhite's defensive line just needs to hold their own here, Tate.
Billy Bates splits out wide to the near side. I formation, and it's a little pass over the middle. Hits their tight end. Bursting free, number 13, George Taylor. And Taylor will take it the distance for a Red Hawk touchdown.
Touchdown, Redhawks.
George Taylor, 32-yard touchdown reception. And the Redhawks get their 4th touchdown of the evening. PAT attempt here for the Redhawks. Alex Juval. Snap is down. Juval's kick is up, and it is good. With 5:50 remaining in the first half, our score, CVU 28, BFA 0. You're watching BFA Bobwhite Football on Northwest Access TV.
Looks like we have some kind of infraction here on the kickoff.
So we'll take another look at that again. Didn't see the call, Joe. Did you?
I didn't even see a flag, Ted. I just heard a whistle and a stoppage of play.
My guess is that the officials had not given a whistle for play to begin for the kickoff. That's a guess because I don't see any plays. They're kicking off from the, traditional 40-yard mark. So my sense is the officials had not restarted the game.
It was a high and very short kickoff from CVU.
So we'll do it again. Alex Javel once again. This one's a line drive kick.
Squibber.
Gonna be
It's a squibber.
fielded at the 20-yard line. Bobbing and weaving his way here to the near side is number 21, Joshua Anderson. He picks up a couple on the kick return. And we'll see the Bob White offense back out on the field here with 5:45 remaining. And once again, trying to get some offense going.
Tell you, Bob White's had a little bit of opportunity of that return until number 11 from CVU, Caleb Izor, just snuck in through the blocking scheme and probably cost the Bob Whites 10 or 15 yards. A very nice tackle.
Two receivers set here to the near side. Two receivers set to the far side. There's a snap. Back to pass. High and caught. Oh, Mercier drops it, and it's intercepted right into the hands of number 10 for CVU. And number 10 races down Dylan Freer. Oh, geez. Mercier had it and bounced out of his hands and right into Freer's hands. And just like that, Redhawks knocking on the door for number 5.
Is Bob Euchre around, Tate?
Well, he's around. I don't see him here tonight, but he's around. He's still with us, I believe. That's the question.
He's still calling some Brewers games. Okay, we'll see what the Bob Whites can do.
So the Bob Whites, we saw kind of back-to-back turnovers here. CVU turned it over on a fumble. Bob Whites reciprocate on the, technically an interception. It never touched the ground. And we've got a handoff over on that far side of the field once again to Soldauer. And he'll turn the corner, flags down. They're going to signal touchdown. But, folks, this one's coming back. You're going to have a hold in the backfield against CVU.
Yeah, that was fortunate for the Bob Whites. Tell you, Tate, the Bob Whites got to work on some of their fundamentals. A lot of missed tackles.
Holding is a call on the Redhawks.
Gonna march it back here.
Second touchdown in the first half we've seen the Redhawks called back on. One was the illegal hit, a vicious illegal hit by CVU on the punt return. That negated a touchdown, and then just this holding here negates the second touchdown of the evening. All right, here we go. 4 receiver set, 2 to the top of your screen, 2 to the bottom of your screen. Long count. There's a snap. Handoff to number 23, Quinn Miller, and Miller picks up a couple.
Miller on the carry off the right side.
So, Tate, the Bob Whites are just not containing with the hash marks, and they need to do that if they want to see some kind of sustained success.
No, I think that's one of them. I thought that you were on 100. That's only 10. That's only 25. 25 pounds.
Call it 2nd and 8. Long count. There's a snap. Back to pass rolling here. Heavy pressure and getting away. Fired in high and incomplete.
Pressure brought by Bob White's number 60. Landon Corrigan did everything but pick up a sack there, Tate.
Should say that was Ian Kennelly in at quarterback. He's been in for the last few snaps, I should note. His first pass of the evening drops incomplete. Keenly Jr. here for CVU.
It's turned down. Make some noise for your Bob White defense.
CVU with a 3rd and 7 on the Bob White's 18.
4 receiver sets. Keenly takes it. Back to pass. Has some time. Fires on the far side. The ball is caught for the first down. That's Jeremy.
There is a flag on the play. There's a flag on the play.
Certainly good eyes, Joe. Thank you. And it certainly has been a flag fuel fest here in the first half. If you had the over on the over-under for flags at 6 tonight in the first half, you won.
You did win. I would say we've had 8 or 9.
I would say so too. I haven't kept track, but it's been
it's
been a plentiful.
I'll go back to my opening remarks that I am looking for the Bob Whites to score their first points of the season.
All right. Well, Bob White's got to get the ball back. This penalty is against CVU. They've got an ineligible receiver downfield, so one of the offensive linemen for CVU kind of lost their way, so that will wipe out the reception and sets up a 3rd and call it 8 here for the Redhawks.
We'll see if the Bob Whites can stiffen up here a little.
4 receiver set. Kenley rolls again, and do we have a timeout or a flag? Hey!
It's a flag.
Offsides against BFA. And, yep, there you go.
But give it right back. So it came, so it went, Tate.
Well, you know, that's life. Easy come, easy go. They'll march off 5 against the BFA defense. Sets up a 3rd and short. Call it maybe 3rd and 3. As we hit the 8 o'clock hour. Again, beautiful Friday evening, except for the scoreboard here in St. Albans for the BFA faithful.
Number 75, Brady Chirento, just checked in for BFA, I believe, at linebacker.
Kenley.
Oh!
And Bob White's going to stack up the running back at the line of scrimmage. I believe that was number 23 on the carry for CVU, Quinn Miller. Miller's 2nd. And looks like we may see a field goal opportunity here by the Redhawks, just judging by some personnel changes, looking at a 4th and 3.
That and the kicker's last name says Morton Anderson.
Here's a name I haven't heard in a while.
The Redhawks kicker is number 29, Alex Jovel.
And this will be a 30-yard attempt by Jovel. Kick is up. It's a line drive kick, and Jovel's kick is far enough, and it is good.
It is good.
30-yard field goal by Javel. And the Redhawks extend their lead here in the first half. Our score, CVU 31, BFA 0. You're watching BFA Bob White football on Northwest Access TV. All right, here we go. 3:07 remaining in the half. It's been a long one for the Bob Whites. Kick is away. Line drive kick is going to carry into the end zone for the touchback. Back deep for BFA was number 20, Porter Sweeney, but Bob Whites will start this drive at their own 20-yard line.
Then here we go, Tate. We'll see if the Bob Whites could do something. A little over 3 minutes left in the first half.
What I'd like to see is a series without flags. Is that too much to ask?
I don't think it is.
It's a penalty-filled first half. That's not the reason for the Bob White's troubles this evening, folks. CVU is just one of the best teams in the state, and but you hate to see so many flags in a game such as this. It just really, it's a challenging game to watch at this point in time, and the flags don't add to it.
We'll see if the Bob Whites come with the series. Hand off to number 20.
Sweeney on the carry.
Porter Sweeney stopped in the backfield. It's going to be a loss of 5. And I got to say, Joe, probably on a majority of the runs tonight, maybe 80% of the runs tonight have been negative.
I don't want to tell you, folks, the Bob Whites do not have the blocking schemes to run the ball tonight. They got to throw the ball or...
Well, I don't know what it is about schemes. I mean, credit CVU. It's just a fast, athletic football team again, one of the best teams in the state. Seniors up against a number of sophomores. Back to pass here to the near side. And
contact, but thrown out of reach. Number 85.
Larrabee's passing complete there.
Intended for Grant Strean Myers. I think he would have had some opportunity for some interference there, Tate, but it was thrown out of bounds. Uncatchable ball.
All right, here we go. Call it 3rd and 15. We'll see what the Bob Whites dial up offensively here. Not a lot of good plays in the playbook for these sort of situations. Ball rests at their own 14. Larrabee under heavy pressure, and he's sacked in the backfield. And, Joe, I know you're going to be shocked. You may want to sit down. There's a flag on the play.
Is it a we feel bad for BFA flag? I mean, I don't know what that could be. Larrabee had, you could pick any one of 4 guys that sacked him there. Jeez.
All right, well, let's see. Officials will talk things over, and I don't know. Looks like... Let's see how my interpretive skills here are from 80 yards away. Got a personal foul face mask against CVU. So apparently on the sack, they face masked and pulled Larrabee down, and that's one way to get a first down.
Yep, that will be a first down, Bob White.
I think. Well, you know what? They call it a 10 yards. They call it a 10-yard penalty. It's not automatic like in the NFL, but they can assess anywhere from 5, 10 to 15. You usually either see 5 or 15, so...
Yeah, 10 is strange, but I believe it in high school it's discretionary to the officials.
And it stays 3rd down, so 3rd and about 6. Quarterback keeper here by Larrabee sheds one defender, drives through a second, and he loses the football, I believe. CVU signaling they have it, and they do. Well, they're going to say he's down. Let's see. Number 57 came up with it for the Redhawks, but the official signal that Larrabee was down on contact. Bob White's with a little bit of a break there, under 2 minutes to go, looking at a 4th and 2.
Well, I can tell you, I didn't see the Hilltoppers game last week, but I've seen the other 2, and that was Larrabee's best run of the year, Tate.
And Bob White's will punt away here with 1:42 to go, clock running. Jonas Wagner steps in again for punting duty, and I know it's hard to believe, folks. We've got a flag.
Looks like we got a little motion, Tate.
That may be okay on the dance floor, but not so much on the field.
Nope, it wasn't the locomotion.
Before the flag, we've got a timeout. All right, with the timeout on the field, there's no flag. I would like to thank Northwestern Counseling and Support Services and the Afterglow Foundation, the 2 organizations that have been working to prevent suicide deaths in our community. If you're concerned about yourself or a loved one, there are people in our community that can help. Reach out to NCSS 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, on its confidential emergency services line, which is 802-524-6554. Then press 1. Or you can always call or text 988. One call, text, or a chat could save a life. Back on the field, Bob Whites and Redhawks.
See if the Bob Whites can finish the half on a positive note, Tate. Bob White's facing a 31-0 deficit with a minute 35 left in the second quarter.
Here's a snap to Wagner under pressure. Wagner is going to little pooch punt. Hey, credit Wagner for getting that one off, Joe. He had a man right in his face, and, he was able to get something away. It wasn't a full kick, but, Wagner had to work his way around the defender.
Number 75, Ethan Plant, basically was holding one of Wagner's legs, and he still got a net 15, 20-yard punt. My new goal for the Bob Whites is to get a hold here with a minute and 27 seconds left. CVU going to begin at a half field tape.
All right, let's see what we can do here with 1:27 remaining. Again, the Bob Whites back at home next week, facing the South Burlington Seawolves. Seawolves, we'll see after this weekend, but they were 2-1 heading into the weekend. Their one loss coming against St. Johnsbury. So, again, no pushover next week. And, yeah, we've got another whistle and a timeout by whom? CVU. So CVU, this is their second timeout.
Because you sure as hell need to call a timeout if you're up 31-0 with a minute 27 left in the first half.
With that, we'll take a quick timeout ourselves. Our score is CVU 31, BFA 0. You're watching BFA Bob White Football on Northwest Access TV. All right, back on the field here at the Collins Pearly Sports Center in St. Albans. Tate Brooks, Joe Luno on hand, looking at a 1st and 10 for the Redhawks. 4 receivers set. There's a snap and handoff straight ahead. And it's going to be pickup of, call it 2 or 3. Quinn Miller, the runner on the play for the Redhawks.
Looks like number 34, Manning, was the lead tackler for the Bob Whites there, Tate. And take it down a little bit.
Manning on the stop, gain of 4. Brings up 2nd down.
All right, since I play second in about 6, I kind of think CVU is just going to keep it on the ground here, run out the clock in the first half.
You would hope so if they had any kind of class, Tate.
4 receivers set. All right, there's a snap, handoff straight ahead, and minimal gain, and that is number 23 for the Redhawks. Quinn Miller again, and we'll see if the Redhawks snap the ball one more time. Now looking at a 3rd and 6.
The Redhawks coming back up to the line for the snap. Less than 6 seconds to play in the first half.
There's a snap. It's going to be a little quarterback option play. Quarterback calls his own number on the keeper, and he is forced out of bounds. And that's Ian Kenley. And the scoreboard hits triple zeros, and that will do it for the first half. Our score, CVU 31, BFA 0. You're watching BFA Bob White Football on Northwest Access TV. We'll take a timeout and see you back at the start of the 3rd quarter.
was 35-0 in the third quarter. Team losing because the pass was running time. And at the start of the fourth quarter, it's a 35-point difference. It doesn't matter. Oh, man. So you went to the JV game?
I didn't go, but the JV was on the Millbury and the way it was playing one he's only there for kickoff, man. Well, he's a inside linebacker.
Welcome back to the field, your BFA Bobboys.
Welcome back, everyone, here to the Collins Pearly Sports Center in St. Albans. Joe Luno, Tate Brooks on hand. Joe, your thoughts on the first half? Tough one, obviously.
Got 2 words for you, Tate. They are character building.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot of bright spots there for the Bob Whites.
As I mentioned earlier, Bob White's back at home next week to take on Burlington, South Burlington, the Seawolves, before they head out back on the road.
You didn't even get food.
Bob White still have many challenging games left in the season, as we mentioned, for next week, but they also have games against Essex, games against Rutland. So it's not like things are going to get a whole lot easier for the rest of the season here. And again, Joe, we talked about it last home game. This is a real young BFA team. Number of sophomores who see a lot of playing time, and against these top teams around the rest of the state, they're playing mostly seniors, and certainly physical. Certainly with football being such a physical, athletic sport, when you have sophomores versus seniors, it just makes for a real difficult matchup.
Absolutely. The Bob Whites have had difficulty in, frankly, just controlling the run. They basically can't run the ball in this game, and they got to play dip and dunk and see where that goes. And in their first 3 games, they've averaged about 2.5 completions. So I don't need to spell that out for you, Tate.
Is that spelling or addition?
I wish it was addition. Addition by contraction.
All right, well, both squads back out on the field here at the Collins Pearly. Beautiful evening, again, except for the scoreboard here for the Bob Whites. But great weather as we head into the fall. Expect the leaves to start changing here in the next few weeks, where we'll have another beautiful backdrop. Bob White's sporting their home green and gold uniforms. Hey, Joe, do you know offhand, is next week homecoming?
I believe next week is, in fact, homecoming day.
So the Bob Whites will replace their traditional green and gold uniforms and white pants with the all-gold banana look, I believe is what they call it these days.
Also called the when I was in high school look.
That's true, although we had white helmets with gold jerseys, and I think the pants were green. Now, you got me wondering now, Joe. I got to go back through the memory lane sports album to see. And Joe, I hate to say it, we're so old that those photos are like all in black and white.
Just about. But I can remember when I watched the football games here in high school, it was against the internal rules to throw the ball more than 3 times a game. They were still using the Bob White wingback tee offense.
There you go, Delaware wing tee. High end over end kick off by the Bob White. It's going to be fielded on the far side of the field. Breaking free for CVU. All sorts of running room. Out to the 30. to the 20, to the 10, and Billy Bates will take it the distance for a CVU touchdown.
The best thing I could say about that play is the touchdown scorer's name is Billy Bates. Old high character guy from the Tom Landry Cowboys who somehow survived into the Jimmy Johnson era.
Is that right? Yeah, Bates made it that far?
He did. He was one of the few who transitioned. Obviously not the same Billy Bates, because he would be a 63-year-old high school kick returner.
All right, well, PAT to foul as the Red Hots look to tack on a PAT. There's a snap. Kick is up. It's high enough. It's long enough, and it is good. With that, we'll take a quick timeout with 11:48. Our score, CVU 38, BFA 0. You're watching BFA Bob White Football on Northwest Access TV. Welcome back, everyone, here to the Collins Pearly Sports Center in St. Albans. Tate Brooks, Joe Luno on hand. Redhawks 38-0 lead. Joe, in high school football in Vermont, one thing to consider is that when you're down by 35 points in the third quarter, the team on the short end of the stick can decide to have running time. So we'll see if the Bob Whites head in that direction. In the fourth quarter, there's no option. It is automatic running time when down by at least 35. So anyways, we'll see. Bob White's down 38-0. Offense takes the field here. And again, Joe, Bob White's looking for something positive, looking for some points, and we'll see what can happen.
Well, if nothing else today, I can tell you I've got a short sleeve shirt and some shorts on. I'm very comfortable. And the BFA boosters, if you're thinking about Christmas, are selling some nifty hats. I have myself a bright yellow BFA Bellas Free Academy toque that I purchased for $20.
I'll challenge you on that. I'll come back to that in a moment. Handoff straight ahead up the middle, and it's going to be close to a first down. See if we can get a number. It's Brandon Manning on the carry. Joe, now I know you said it was yellow, but the BFA colors are green and gold. Isn't it more appropriate to say it's gold?
Well, Tate, you passed the test. You're still watching. I know that this endeavor can be numbing this evening.
Second and call it 2 here for the Bob Whites.
Very gold.
Beautiful toque, by the way.
I like it. I'm going to use it for a little fall and spring skiing. Looks like a little early motion from the Bob Whites. Going to set their 2nd and 2 back to a 2nd and 7, I suspect.
If folks didn't have their fill of yellow flags in the first half, we'll see them here early part of the second half.
It would appear these officials in the 38-0 game with 11 minutes left in the third quarter just don't want to go home tonight, Tate.
It's a beautiful. You were just talking about how nice it is. You're wearing shorts and a T-shirt.
Oh, hey, it's great for me, but I don't know. I don't know what their place looks like. Maybe it's not that nice.
2 receivers. It's beautiful here. 2 receivers set here to the near side. Here's a snap. Handoff to Manning on the far side. Manning pushes the pile. He'll pick up a couple on the carry.
We'll take it. 2 words there after the tackle, Tate, and they are tick, tick.
Clock does run. Usually I found historically in high school games here in Vermont, they typically end around 9 o'clock, maybe 9:10, but we'll see.
Hey, better times ahead for the Bob Whites, folks. This is just one of those character building games.
Back to pass, and it is caught. Nice reception there by Porter Sweeney. Sweeney with some good concentration there on the near side. Pulls it in, call it a pickup of a couple on the play. Sets up a third, and call it about 7.
And I would say that's the second play like that this evening, Tate. Sweeney's had a couple decent receptions for shorter yardage.
Nice little pass there by La Riviera. 3 receivers set. No, yes, to the top side of the field here for you. Manning sets up here to the near side now in the backfield. La Riviera back to pass, looking, fires over, tipped and incomplete. Almost intercepted there by number 42 for CVU, Brandon Griffin, but in and out of his hands.
And if Griffin hadn't been the recipient of that ball, it would have been CVU number 27, Stuart Allard.
Clock does stop with the incompletion, so no running time as of yet. Wagner checks back in for the punt.
Bob Whites are going to punt. Wagner has played some snaps at quarterback in his career. It will be a real punt, and it's a high and a long punt.
Freer makes the reception at the 25-yard line. Stutter steps, takes it upfield. Very quick, nifty runner here for CVU, and Freer out to the 45 where he's finally upended by the Bob Whites. It was a nice kick by Wagner.
Yep, but at the end of the day, it was a net punt of about 14 yards, maybe 15. Nice punt, though. 9:05 remaining here in the third quarter. We'll see what CVU decides to do with the ball, up 38-0.
2 receivers set here to the new side. 2 receivers set to the far side of the field. See who we've got in for quarterback here. We've got a new quarterback in. Handoff straight ahead for CVU. And bursting free is number 12. That's Daniel Tourer. And he'll take it the distance for a CVU touchdown. No, we got a holding. I was going to say no flags. Silly me. Of course there's a flag. There's a flag on the play back at the 45-yard line. The 29th flag we've seen here this evening.
And the official was so emphatic about it, he had to pick it up and throw it down again, Tate.
All right, that wipes off the long touchdown run. As we start to see some new players enter the game here for BFA.
I think I just saw the Hanson brothers and Paul Newman walk by, Tate.
Well, you know, all the entertainment you can have. Just need somebody to drive by in a GTO now.
A little GTO really doing fine.
Oh, man. Don't tell me we're going to start the karaoke tonight. All right, 1st and 9 back out on the field. We don't want Joe to be singing. Trust me, folks.
You don't.
There's a snap. Handoff over on that far side once again to Freer. And he's...
The Bob Whites manage a tackle for a loss on the first down.
All right, there we go. It's going to be a 3-yard loss. Trombley on the tackle there for the Bob Whites.
Number 52. First Bob White's tackle for a loss on first down this evening. Ticking down towards 8 minutes here. Red Hawks conversing in the backfield. Coming up to the line of scrimmage.
Jake Barrett. Receiver here to the near side. Back to pass. Looking. Fires a ball. Is complete for about a 5-yard pickup. That's Jacob Armstrong throwing the football for CVU. So third quarterback we've seen in this evening here for the Red Hawks. And Armstrong showing off a good arm there.
Yeah, going to give it to him. It was close to a trap, but they're going to call it a completion.
All right, 3rd and 4. See what the Red Hawks dial up here offensively.
The game is out of reach, but Bob White's just a pride moment. See if they can get a hold here, Tate.
4 receivers set. Armstrong with the snap. Handoff in the backfield and nowhere to run. Hey, Joe, as you mentioned, with the score the way it is, you're just playing for pride at this point, and great job defensively by the Bob Whites.
And it looks like there were a plethora of Bob Whites there. Number 53, Marcus McDonald, started that pile. Could have forced the CVU punt.
Looks like we got Josh Anderson heading back here for BFA. Looks like Armstrong will drop back the punt here for the Redhawks. About midway through the third quarter. High snap. Ball is down. Kick is away. And Bob White's just going to let that one take a roll out of bounds. And we'll see who comes out offensively for BFA with 6:20 remaining here in the third quarter.
No flag on the play, Tate.
Well,
There's no flag on the play.
Sometimes there are miracles that happen. So let's take a moment to thank our community sponsors that make our live sports coverage possible. Splish Splash Clean and Clear, Northwestern Rehab Services, Notch Vermont, My Healthy Vermont, JC Image, and Stone's Auto, St. Albans and East Fairfield, and Pearly Sports. Boy, wow. I'm going to have to call it a night here. Collins Pearly Sports and Fitness Center. Those are our sponsors here this evening. There's a snap and handoff straight ahead to Manning. Manning bobs and weaves his way forward down to about the 20.
Looks like a 3-yard gain, maybe.
Manning on the carry off the left end.
If your business would like to help sponsor our live coverage, please reach out to Paul Snyder at Northwest Access TV. Check out their website for more details, northwestaccess.tv.
The official scorer is going to call it a 2nd and 8 here, Tate. Ticking down under 6 minutes in the third quarter.
La Riviere takes the snap, hands off over on the far side, bursting free, going to be close to a first down. Is that Wagner, Joe?
No, that was number 20.
Porter Sweeney.
Porter Sweeney.
Thank you.
And they are going to move the chain.
All right, first down of the second half here for the Bob Whites, coming 5:30 remaining in the third quarter.
Bob White's all the way up to their own 30 here, Tate.
La Riviere snaps, hands off, straight ahead, nothing there for the running back.
Trying to see the back, and it looks like number 34, Manning, maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Looks like it marked a little bit behind that.
Sets up a 2nd and 10. What else? We got any Montreal Alouette football we can talk about here, Joe?
Hey, the Alouette are looking okay this year, huh?
Hey, defending Grey Cup champions.
Grey Cup champions. Of course, in Quebec, you can't a touchdown can't be a touchdown. It's got to have its own name, right?
Touche.
It's a touche.
Oui.
And be it a touche or a touchdown, the Bob Whites will be looking for their first here. Hopefully we can find it in the second half this evening, Tate.
Sets up a 3rd and 11 here for the Bob Whites. Hey, just sticking with the CFL, Bob Whites actually wear the same colors of the Edmonton Elks, formerly the Edmonton Eskimos.
Yeah, it used to be the Edmonton Eskimo.
Back during the Warren Moon days, right? Hall of Fame quarterback, making his mark mostly in the NFL with the Houston Oilers. And ball is passing, intercepted by CVU, and taking it the distance is Dylan Freer. And Freer, who had his punt return wiped out earlier in this game, has an interception return for a touchdown.
And it's going to be a Red Hawk score.
That's one way to put it.
I don't know what else to say.
First defensive score for the evening by the Red Hawks.
I can tell you this, Tate. If somebody asks you to cut the deck and cribbage between hands, Don't do it. It'll cost you 2 points.
All right, well, you got me beat. My knowledge of cribbage is not even limited. It's about 0.
Well, now it's 2%.
All right, here's the snap. Kick is up. It's long enough, and the kick is good. Our score, with 3:42 remaining here in the third quarter, it's CVU 45, BFA 0. You're watching BFA Bobway Football on Northwest Access TV.
That poor kicker from CVU is going to tear out his hamstring tonight. Kick it. At one time, I was at an Eastern Conference final in Montreal, and I had an air horn that this guy gave me, and I was telling him to get off my island like I was a Montrealer.
Welcome back, everyone, here to the Collins Pearly Sports Complex. Joe's talking Toronto Argos, Montreal, what stories. Next, he'll start bringing out the Francais. All right, here's the kick, and is underway here. And turning it uphill for the Bobwhites and taking it outside, I believe, is that Anderson? I think that's Josh Anderson on the kick return.
Spirited return. Looks like he brought it out to about the 25. Looks like he might spot at the 26 or 27 even.
Head on the return, gets out to the own 32. BFA sets up shop there. First down and 10.
First down, BFA facing a 45-0 deficit.
All right, Josh Anderson splitting out wide here, the near side of the field. Riviere hands off inside. Not a whole lot there. I think that's Wagner who got the hand. No, looks like Sweeney on the handoff. Nothing there though to run with.
Also 2 on the play. Brings up second down and 12 to go.
More of the same there, Tate. Ticking towards 3 minutes here in the third quarter. It's like number 12 is checking in. Larrivee just going on the sideline and get some calls from the coaching staff.
Bobwhites will roll out a 3-receiver set here to the near side. Mercier splits out wide, the tight end. Riviere fires it over the middle, tipped and incomplete.
Yeah, that was intended for number 80, Mason Mercier, and it just didn't quite hook up.
Yeah, a little high for Mercier, and to be fair, you got his linebackers right behind him there. Clock will stop with the incompletion. As noted, the fourth quarter, I believe, will be all running time with the Bobwhites trailing in the manner they are. Anderson splits out wide here to the near side, but on the field, Bobwhites trying to pick up a first down on the 3rd and 12. There's a snap, and Riviere comes down with it off a hard snap, and he's going to be taken down in the backfield for a loss of 6. And we'll see if Wagner comes back in to punt the football.
Riviere tackled for a loss on the play.
There was opportunity for improvement there, Tate.
Well, Wagner drops back. He'll punt away. He had a nice punt last go-around.
He's certainly gotten plenty of opportunities to practice tonight.
Looks like we got Chase Leonard. Line drive kick in. I think that's Leonard back. He'll actually let it take a Bobwhite roll right past him, not opting to field it, and it'll be down at the 30-yard line by number
21, Josh Anderson.
All right.
Anderson had some beautiful defensive plays in the last home game against Colchester. A couple of nice defended passes and a pick.
Yep. All right. Well, we'd also like to thank Northwestern Counseling and Support Services and the Afterglow Foundation. The two organizations have been working to prevent suicide deaths in our community. If you are concerned about yourself or a loved one, there are people in our community that can help. We'll come back to that after this play call. Here's a snap, play action, screen pass, hits number 21 in the chest and incomplete. That's Legrand. Legrand not able to hold on.
Back in Montreal, you had Le Grand Orange.
Oui?
It's Rusty Staub.
Played for the Mets beforehand, right? Traded from the Mets to the Expos, I believe. Or was it the other way around? Anyways, reach out to NCSS 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on its confidential emergency services line, 802-524-6554. Then press 1. There's a snap. Back to pass, 2nd and 10. Quick pitch here to the near side. Stutter step by number 12. That's Turk, and he picks up 6 on the air. Joe, I don't think you heard me. My question to you, as we were talking about Les Expos, that trade was from the Mets, right?
Rusty Staub?
Oui, yes.
I believe Rusty Staub actually went to the Mets from
Mets.
the Expos.
Okay, I thought there was a connect.
Rusty Staub was an original member of the Houston Colt 45s.
Okay.
And also played for the Tigers. He played for a lot of ball clubs. He's one of those guys. He's like a Vita Pinson, just not quite a Hall of Famer. Very close. Different conversation, though.
Back on the field, 3rd and 4. Little swing pass over on the far side of the field. Ball is completed. Turning up is Tariq, and he'll have enough for the first down for CVU.
There is no flag on the play.
Speaking of Les Expos, hey, Olympic Stadium getting a new roof. I don't know if you've seen any new photos, but the old roof actually has been dismantled as of 2 or 3 weeks ago.
If it was up to me, Tate, Olympic Stadium would get a bunch of dynamite.
Well, it's getting a new roof, apparently.
Like good money after really horrible money.
2 receivers set here to the near side. Handoff here to the near side. I will.
A little trip up there from number 64. His number has been called a few times tonight. Riven Williams with a little trip up for the Bob Whites.
Certainly, speaking of Stade Olympic, not quite like watching a Owls game at Molson Percival Stadium, which is, by the way, if folks haven't had the opportunity, beautiful view over downtown Montreal, right on the campus of Miguel. With that, the clock singles 0. We'll take a quick timeout. Our score, CVU 45, BFA 0. You're watching BFA Bob White Football on Northwest Access TV. Welcome back, everyone, here to the Collins Pearly Sports Center in St. Albans. There's a lot of Expos talk here in the press box in between the 3rd and 4th quarter. But back out on the field, we're looking at a 2nd and 8 for the CVU Redhawks. There's a snap, low snap, handoff straight ahead, and breaking free is Tarek, and he'll pick up 5. setting up a 3rd and 5.
So, Tate, a lot of people don't know that Yuppie was not the original mascot of the Montreal Expos. It was actually a character named Suki,
And
who looked a lot like Mr. Met.
yes, Suki was the original mascot. And yeah, I gotta say though, now they're saying running time here. That the change to Yuppie was a good one. Although Tommy Lasorda might disagree about that change, but we can come back to that.
But
one.
Yuppie, the only mascot that I know of that actually changed professional leagues, now the mascot of the Montreal Canadiens.
Back to pass.
Les Habitants.
Back. Heavy pressure is a flag on the play. This one's coming back. Ball is incomplete. Clock will have to keep running.
In the area of a CVU hold.
Yeah, so we still get to see UP these days at the Bell Center. This is true. Although I must say, Joe, I liked his Montreal Expos hat much better than.
Long as we're watching this, I can tell you I saw Expos opening day 1985 with the Cardinals in town, and the roof was open. It was raining out a little bit. UP was dancing on the dugout.
Well, when did UP not dance on the dugout? But keep going.
Well, in this case, the concrete was a little slippery, and he slipped and hit the back of his head and proceeded down onto the field. UP was not moving on his own, Tate.
This doesn't sound good.
The golf cart had to come out. UP's head was removed, and he was carted off.
I don't think there's anything more tragic for a poor young sports fan to watch their mascot have to be removed and have the head removed.
It's like a Russian doll. Turns out there's a man inside the UP.
Sorry. 3 receivers set to the near side. Well, when the score is 45-0, you got to reach back deep into the talking points. Back to pass, firing deep downfield, and it is caught incomplete.
Oh,
Broken up nicely there by
number 20.
Porter Sweeney.
Nice job, number 20, Porter Sweeney. Just got his hand in there in time. CVU was looking for a big gain there for some reason in the 45-0 in the fourth quarter, Tate.
It reminds me of the time I wasn't there, but I was watching it on CBC TV. It was a Saturday night game. I think one of the longer games that the Expos and Dodgers ever played certainly at Olympic Stadium, where UP was ejected from the game for dancing on the dugout. Tommy Lasorda was having none of that and was not happy. So, high end over end kick, and will be fielded at around the 10-yard line by CVU, and that's where the Bob White offensive drive will start, 9:20, and the clock will continue to run here on running time.
Some things are merciful, Tate. And you're right, this is not a yellow hat I purchased. It's the gold hat, and it's
That's
beautiful. Right. For any of you folks out there in the audience that are looking for Christmas presents,
where can you find that beautiful gold toque, Joe?
I purchased this beautiful gold toque for $20. I will be using it for spring skiing.
But where can you purchase it?
You can purchase it from the boosters over by the concessions, and I'm sure in other places as well.
All right. So if you're looking for that holiday gift,
I can assure you
available.
There's no cubic zirconia in there, sir.
All right, handoff straight ahead, minimal gain, called a pickup of 1, maybe 2 on the carry. Looks like that was number 20 for the Bob Whites, Porter Sweeney on the carry.
Sweeney on the carry.
I can tell you, if we're really looking at a game recap for the Bob Whites, the cheerleading squad has executed a couple of good triangle pyramids.
Hey, better them than me.
They look flawless.
Better them than me, man. Here we go. On the field, Bob White's facing a 2nd and 8. There's a snap, back to pass. Over on the far side to Manning. Manning turns the corner, drives ahead, and picks up a couple on the play. But yes, Joe, I mean, that's a good point. I mean, it's great to see the spirit alive, on the sidelines. Again, these games aren't easy. We still have most of the crowd here on hand. Again, the cheerleaders are doing doing their job, doing their part, and credit where credit's due there.
And hey, Manning just picked up 3-4 yards on a screen with no blockers. So we'll take that.
Sets up a 3rd and call it 3. Back to pass. And the ball is tipped and incomplete. Pass was intended to number 88, which is
McNulty. McNulty did a hell of a job to make sure it was incomplete, Tate, because it actually looked like it was headed towards some Red Hawk jerseys there.
Almost turned into a defender on that play. So we'll see Wagner check back in to punt away.
Hell, why don't they fake it here? What do they got to lose, Tate? Not going to do it. Going to punt.
At this point it's 45. I'd punt away as well. And it's a fair catch. I mean, just, it's running time. CVU is going to just look to run this ball, I would think. And call it a night. Bob White's, you don't like scores 45-0, but I didn't see the game last week in St. Johnsbury, but got to think that there's been some things to build off that. That was not certainly a game that I'm sure the Academy BFA was probably excited by. So,
well, you asked me about the first half synopsis, and I will say the same thing toward the end of the second half here, Tate. I got 2 words for you: character building.
There you go.
A lot of underclassmen here on the Bob White squad.
All right, shotgun formation, 4 receivers set here for the Red Hawks. Handoff straight ahead to number 12.
Looking for the Bob White number there. Looks like number 52, Wyatt Trombley.
Nice tackle there by Trombley.
No more than a gain of a yard or 2. Remember, Wyatt Trombley actually led us in an instrumental national anthem at the last home game against Colchester.
So, Joe, I'll put you on the spot here. You're making reference to UP's unfortunate incident. What's your best memory that you can recall at Olympic Stadium as far as watching an Expos game? Is there one particular moment that sticks out, or just too many?
Boy, there are a lot of them. I can recall one evening when I was featured on CBC briefly before the game started.
Fumble on the play. Ball is still loose. Picked up by CVU here to the near side and tackled for no gain. Speaking of, you were interviewed, I believe. I wasn't there, but you were over at the Hall of Fame, Baseball Hall of Fame. Did you end up doing an interview?
I did. I don't know if it ever went anywhere. I think it was an ESPN affiliate.
Okay.
I recall in a lot of the Olympic Stadium games, there used to be a proprietor of pencils who was very, very fastidious in his duties.
We have a timeout taken, but I guess they'll take the timeout with running time and see who took the timeout.
Yeah, because we sure as hell need I'm supposed to not use that word. Sure as heck need a timeout in a 45-0 game towards the end of the fourth quarter.
All right, well, we'll use that timeout, Joe, and we'd like to say thank you to Northwestern Counseling and Support Service and the Afterglow Foundation. The 2 organizations have been working to prevent suicide deaths in our community. If you are concerned about yourself or a loved one, there are people in our community that can help. Reach out to NCSS 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on its confidential emergency services line, 802-524-6554. Then press 1. Or you can always call or text 988. One call, text, or chat could save a life.
So, Tate, do we have any idea who called that timeout and why they would do that?
I did not see that. My eyes did not pick up on that one. So, anyways, we'll take it back on the field here. 3rd and 10 here for the Red Hawks. Shotgun formation. We got motion in the backfield. There's a snap here. Going to be an option play by the quarterback. Quarterback option, keeps his own number, has the first down and more. Out to the 20, 15, 10, and down to the 3-yard line are the Red Hawks. So I don't know if the timeout was taken to run the quarterback option play, but there you go.
Well, hey, you wouldn't want the Bob Whites to come back and score 8 touchdowns in the last 3 minutes. You never can be safe.
Yeah, I'm sure there are people who definitely took note of that, Joe, other than you.
I think the word that comes to mind is karma.
You know, it usually does eventually come around.
Not talking about Boy George.
3:07 remaining. Ball will be spotted at the, I guess I'm going to say 1 yard line. Well, we'll see what CVU does here. If they take a few knees, they could run out the clock, I believe, theoretically, or if they try to punch it in for one last touchdown. They hand off straight ahead and in for a CVU score.
That was just mean, man.
Well, again, I'm sure that these BFA coaching staff and players will remember this and put this one in the back of their...
I can assure you I will.
So they extend their lead to 51-0. Clock does stop, I guess, for the touchdown with the scoring play. Field goal attempt here. Excuse me, PAT attempt. There's a snap. Kick is up, and the kick is good with 2:47 remaining. Also, let's take this moment to thank our community sponsors that make our live sports coverage possible. Splish Splash Clean and Clear, Northwestern Rehab Services, Notch Vermont, My Healthy Vermont, JC Image, Stones Auto, St. Albans, East Fairfield, and Collins Pearly Sports and Fitness Center. If your business would like to help sponsor our live coverage, please reach out to Paul Snyder at Northwest Access TV. Check out their website for more details at northwestaccess.tv.
2:47 left in this contest at the Collins Pearly Sports Center.
Again, Ramon, go ahead, Joe.
Beautiful, beautiful Friday evening, September the 20th. Wrapping up the last week of summer here, Tate.
We'll be back here next Friday evening as well. Hopefully, same gorgeous weather as the Bob Whites play host to the South Burlington Seawolves. What a Seawolf is, I guess I'm not quite sure, but we'll see that logo once again next week. Guess it is a combination of the seahorses and the wolves, right? I think South Burlington is the wolves.
I mean, in fairness, our mascot is a bird similar in size to the sparrow.
But there is such thing as a Bob White. There's no such thing as a sea wolf.
That's true. They might as well be called the narwhals.
You know, I hadn't thought about that, Joe, but there you go. 1st and 10, 2:18 running time here.
Narwhals are actually cousins of the Maine whales, and the difference is that they are sea mammals with teeth.
Really?
Yes, it's the primary distinction.
Well, see, folks, you learn something new each and every day. Hand off to Manning on that far side. There's going to be no gain. We're under 2 minutes to go here.
Good personal effort. Got back to the line of scrimmage there, Tate.
Tough one here tonight for the Bob Whites. Again, they knew it was going to be a challenge. Facing a 2nd and 10. Bob Whites will roll out a 3-receiver set here to the near side.
I think the Bob Whites should just burn one, see if they can get a first. Oh, and it's probably early movement on the Bob Whites by looks of that flag.
Offsides against CVU.
Okay.
Clock will continue to run, though, so, hey, something good's going right. We'll take that.
You never know.
All right, here we go. Come on. 2nd and 5. Ball at the 36-yard line.
It's like when McDonald's didn't actually sue John Amos in Coming to America.
Ball back to pass. La Riviera back and incomplete.
Oh, a terrible interference call. We'll take it.
Penalty.
The ball was thrown out of bounds.
Josh Anderson.
It was. The ball was thrown 3 yards out of bounds.
Josh Anderson. Joe. We don't need to be critical of the officials here. Josh Anderson with the going up for the ball. You know, we're under 30 seconds to go. Hey, you know what? Hey, let them get their steps in.
We'll take it. We'll take it. See if they give it to us.
Oh, you're getting 15 yards. 18 seconds to go. All right. So 15-yard pass interference call against CVU.
Anderson was interfered with, but the ball was not quite in the field of play.
All right, here we go. 1 second, and that's going to do it. All right, folks. Well, we appreciate your time for tuning in this evening. Joe, your final thoughts and observations on tonight's game.
It was a learning experience, Tate.
Well, I appreciate that commentary. Well, hey, these things happen. What are you going to do? Turn the page. Tomorrow's a new day. Sun's going to come up. Everything will be just fine.
Hey, these things happen, and it's a beautiful night.
It's a beautiful night
here in northwestern Vermont.
It is. Hey, for all things considered, hey, folks hopefully had fun out there today. We got to play some football. Turn the page, look towards tomorrow, and like I said, tomorrow's a new day. I want to thank everyone for tuning in for tonight. Again, our final score, CVU come away with the victory. You've been watching BFA Bob White Football on Northwest Access TV. Everyone, have a great night.